good evening everybody and welcome. So how's your 10-day declutter going? I know there's a bunch of you doing it. It's been really fun to read your posts and read your messages you've been sending me. It's kind of exciting, isn't it? Because you just start to feel better and better and better. We are on day 6 right now. I believe we have 4 more days left. I think. Am I doing the math right? I think it is. Hey Amanda, welcome. So I wanted to hop on tonight and talk about how you can use essential oils to take this clearing even further. So here's the thing. You got to realize that we are so much more than our beings, right? We're our physical body, we're our emotional body, we're our mental body, right? You're more than your thoughts, you're more than your physical body, you're more than our emotions. We also have energy to us. And it could be prana, chi, life force, whatever it is that you might call it. And our space has that energy too. And it's something you can actually feel. I'm sure you've experienced going into someone's home that feels amazing. It's just open and clear energy. It feels good to be in there. You want to be in that space. And then you've been in those spaces where you just like, get me out. And as soon as you walk outside, it's like this relief, the fresh air is necessary. It just feels stale inside the house. Now, I'm sure you've also experienced where you walk in and you know people have had a fight. You can feel it. They talk about feeling, being able to cut the tension with a knife. That is the energy, right? That's the chi, the prana, the life force of that space. Now, here's the thing. Energy gathers around clutter, and clutter gathers around energy that's blocked. Okay, we have energy everywhere, but I'm talking about blocked energy. So when you have clutter, which came first? It's kind of a chicken or the egg. I tend to think the energy came first, but others say the clutter comes first, and you know, it's a circle kind of thing. So it doesn't really matter. But no, as you're clearing your clutter and getting rid of things, there's still a little cluttered energy in that space. Now it's better, and that's why you're feeling better. You clear it out and you're like, feels really like a nice release. And I totally get that. You're definitely getting started, but there is still energy in that space. And if you don't clear it out, your clutter is going to begin to collect there again, and it's going to build on itself again. So we want to clear out the energy. Now, another time that you want to move the energy is if you're making a change in your life. If you've made a pretty dramatic change, you know how easy it is to slip back into the old way of being. You know, maybe you started exercising or eating better or going to bed early or not watching as much TV or whatever it is. It's easy to fall back into that old way of being, right? Well, if you actually clear the energy, once you've made the change, you've cleared the energy in your house, it will help tremendously with for that new behavior, whatever it is you set up. Because realize that energy that was in your house is based on your old way of being. So it's a really powerful tool to help you clear out the energy to help you move forward faster in your life. So you can probably understand why I use it a lot. Now, there's lots of different ways that you can clear the energy of a space, and I'm going to talk about a few others as we go forward over the next couple of months. But one of my favorites, because it's really easy and something that's super, it's something that you could do on a daily basis, is to use essential oils. So I'm going to go over some of these. If you've ever heard of saging, you know, you get a bunch of sage sticks together, branches, and they're lashed together, and then you sage your house with smoke. That's a very similar thing that we're going to be talking about. It's actually how you clear the energy. Now, the problem with saging is sometimes that smoke can be hard on people. It's actually really hard on my husband, so something I can't use. I can't use incense in my house either. He's really sensitive to that. And I have asthma, so I'm really sensitive to it too. It's not a good thing for me. And they can actually be toxic. So that's the other thing you want to be really careful. If you love saging, just be really careful with the kind of sage that you're using. But what we're going to be talking about is pretty similar to that. So what I'm going to do is I want to talk about, about 10 different oils. And we're going to talk about how you're going to use them. So how would you use them to clear out the space? And what are the best oils for the actual clear out, and then creating a new feeling inside your space. So once you've cleared out that space, what do you want? What intention do you want to bring into it? Okay, so first of all, how do you use them? There are two ways I will use the oils when I'm clearing the energy of the space, and I use these every time I do it. The first way is with a diffuser, and I actually have a bazillion diffusers. I actually have one basically in every room in the house. So if I'm going to clear and clean, I will get the diffuser started at least half an hour before I start. Half an hour, maybe an hour, and I get them going with some oils that I'm going to talk about first. And what's nice about diffusers is it gets the molecules in the air to start clearing away the corners. And I visualize those oils going into the corners of the house, right, into the very edges, and really getting clearing that clutter, because energy does gather in the corners of the room, really wherever clutter gathers. You know, where it naturally clutters around the edges and in the corners, that's where energy will also gather and get cluttered. Now, if you only have one diffuser, you want to place it in the middle of your house, as in the middle as you can, so maybe in the middle of the hallway, so it can get into all the rooms. Do be sure you're using cool mist, not heat. Heat will actually break down the constituents of the oil, so it's not therapeutic anymore. Okay? Now, I also do want to emphasize that I am talking about Young Living essential oils. I think most of you know that's my product partner. I am telling you, I would not suggest other oils. Now, I know there are other companies that do have really good oils. Young Living, though, is you have to trust the company. And I do trust Young Living implicitly for many reasons, which I'm not going to go into on this live stream. But do be really, really careful, because you can actually be putting chemicals and synthetics and toxins into your air when you're doing this, and you don't want to be doing that. That will not only not clear your energy, it will add to the toxicity of your environment. Okay? So that said, the second way that I will use these oils is by making myself a spray. This one happens to be White Angelica, which we'll talk about in a moment. But what I like about making a spray is I can put my intention in the spray, and then I can take it around, and with my intention, I am bringing it into my environment. I spray it into the corners, the edges, wherever it is that I want to spray it, and I am putting my intention into it. So sprays are really powerful, and the other benefit is you're going to have tons left over. Sprays last forever, so you can use it daily, weekly, first of the month, whatever. I try and do it every Monday morning to clear the space. It's a really powerful tool, and then you're putting your intention back into your space. Okay, so now let's talk oils. So I have, like I said, I think 10 oils that I want to share with you. The first ones are, I'm going to share with you 5 singles. Okay, so singles refer to oils that are just one ingredient. And then we're going to talk about a few blends. And then we're going to talk about 3 oils that I like to use when all is said and done to put good stuff back in. So the first oil I want to talk about is sage. Now, sage is a pretty traditional clearing oil. It comes from the sage plant, obviously, and that's what when we sage a room, this is what we're doing, right? This is what we're working on doing to clear out the energy. It's traditionally used by Native Americans. I always have to smell an oil when I'm talking about it. And if you're smudging or saging a room, this is what you're usually using. It's used to clear negativity, and it also builds a psychic, like a shell around your space. So it's really nice. It clears out the old and then gives you a protection for any further negative energy coming into your space. Now the next one is cypress. Now cypress is a fir tree. And the thing with fir trees in general, oils that come from trees, as you can imagine, they're very grounding. They help you get rooted. They help you feel secure because they're very solid. They're very first chakra. So cypress is definitely one of those that will help with that. It also purifies the energies. The other thing that cypress does is it helps you learn and work on your own boundaries. So if that's something that you need to let go of, that you let people walk all over your boundaries, this is a great one to use to clear your space. Now, I should have also mentioned too, y'all, I'm mentioning all of these. You don't need them all to clear your space. You need one, okay? I sometimes use 3 or 4. You don't have to use 3 or 4. You can use 1. So I'm going to go through all of these because you may have some of these in your house, which is great, so you can get started right away. Or you may really resonate. You may say cypress, holy cow, boundaries. That is a huge issue for me. You need cypress then, right? At least right now. You may not need it for your next clearing, but this is something that's really important to you. Or if you say, wow, I have had so much negative energy around me lately. My house has been negative. Everyone's been fighting. And FYI, that's what happens. If you've got a lot of negative energy in the house, there'll be fear, there'll be anger, there'll be frustrations, annoyance, and it gets kind of thick. So sage would be perfect for you, okay? Now the next one I want to share is frankincense, or as we lovingly call it in our house, Frank. Frank actually comes in a Young Living starter kit. So this is a nice one. It's a really good one for clearing energy as well. It's been used in churches for centuries, right? This is what they swing it with the incense as they come in the Catholic Church, and I believe they do it in the Anglican Church too. But the reason they do it is it clears negative energy. So it's clearing away the negative energy and uplifting you at the same time. This is a really nice oil to be using if you're doing meditation or prayer or anything like that. So if you're looking to uplift your space into a more spiritual one, this is a great one to use when you're cleaning and clearing your space. Just making sure I gave you everything. I actually have notes for this. Okay. Oh, and the other thing is, frankincense is a really nice oil to diffuse on a regular basis just to keep your space clear. Okay, so that is a good one to have on hand. Cedarwood is another tree oil. Cedarwood has lots of really good uses for it. It is a great one for spiritual strength. And if you're feeling a negative attack from someone, this is a nice one. This also is great to use to clear your space if you or any of your family members are having a lot of thoughts and you can't sleep. You know, if you're having a lot of things going on in your head, that means there's a lot of energies that are circulating around, and you want to use this to clear that away. All right, next one is lavender. Lavender has so many uses to it. It is one of the most complex oils. I think it actually might be the most complex, meaning it has lots of different therapeutic uses. So this is a really good go-to if you're not really sure what you need to clear space. This one is calming. It also supports positivity. So this is a nice one to diffuse if you're going to have people over that might sometimes have a negative interactions, maybe Thanksgiving with the family, and this can preempt that. If you just fill the space with this protective oil, it can prevent any kind of that negativity, so it's good. And it also comes in the starter kit too with Young Living. Okay, so now let's look at 3 blends that I absolutely love. The first one is Release. Now, Release is amazing. It helps release negative energies, negative things that you've got stored up in you. So yeah, it's going to do that in your space too. And it will help you let go. Because realize, it's funny, you've got stuff going on, your space has stuff going on, right? You kind of are working together. So as you clear out the space, you're also clearing out your stuff. Otherwise, you'll just bring it back into the space. Does that make sense? So Release is nice because it will help you let go of your stuff as you let go of the whatever it is you're letting go of in the space. Now, this is what I will start diffusing a good hour or 2 before I start my clearing. I'll put it in all my diffusers. I go around the house, I bring a pitcher of water, I kid you not, and I fill all the diffusers, and I just bring my little bottle and I put a couple of drops into each diffuser and I get it going. And that begins, it's like, the way I visualize it is, it's like, you know that commercial where they have Dawn, they spray it into the sink, Dawn dish detergent, and it starts breaking up the grease? That's what I visualize with Release. It's starting to break up all of the muckiness in the air, the thickness, the negativity, whatever it is that you need to clear away, it starts to break it up. Release is a very powerful oil too, so if you feel kind of stuck, if you're holding on to something and you can't let go, you're really frustrated or annoyed with someone, you can't let it go, or you have a memory you can't let go of, it just kind of keeps ruminating in your head, and Release will help you let go of that, okay? So that's a really great oil. Now, the next one I like to use, and I like to use this one as I'm clearing. So this is what I put in the diffuser as I do the clearing, and it's transformation. Okay, now I am actually talking about going through my space and doing the clearing. You can just put this in your diffuser and have the intention that it's clearing your space. Transformation is specifically for helping you replace limiting beliefs with uplifting ones. I love this oil. It is definitely pricey. It has, it's really yummy. It has sandalwood in it, which is definitely an expensive oil. It's a good one, but it's a great oil to use while you're doing the clearing, and have it set the intention that you are moving from the old to the new with this one. All right, the last of the blends is White Angelica. Oh my word. White Angelica is so powerful for protecting you from negative energies. Now, let me just share what it does, for what it can do for you, and then you'll get an idea of how you can use it for your space. We use this one all the time. If you have any sort of empathic capabilities, meaning you sense other people and what they're feeling, and FYI, we all have it to a certain extent. So this could be someone, this would definitely be you if you hang out with your negative Nelly friend and you feel a little down when you leave. Or you go to the mall and you're exhausted after going to the mall. And it's not just because you've walked. I mean, I'm exhausted if I go to one store. I leave and it's just like takes me the rest of the day to recover. And it's because you're taking on all of the energies around you. Or your holidays and being with a family. Maybe that's a tricky thing for you, and it's really hard to sustain your uplifted manner with those people. You use White Angelica, and all you do is you take a drop in your hand and you rub it over your aura, if you will, right around the body, and it puts a shell for your emotional body. It protects your emotions. That's what's going to do for your space. Okay? We actually make White Angelica spray because everyone in the family uses this, and we just use it as a spray, and sometimes we add other oils into it, but it's mostly just the White Angelica we're using, and it's amazing. And I will use it in our space, and it's basically like our house feels really good, and I want to prevent any of that negative energy coming into our space. So I will use that before we have people over, especially if I don't know them very well. I will definitely spray my space to protect it. So White Angelica is a great oil. Okay, the last two oils, almost done. Last two oils I wanted to share is really quickly, I wanted to share the two oils I like to use to bring into my space. So I've cleared the energy. I have a space that's open and ready for something new. And Young Living has a whole bevy of blends. There's lots of things you can bring in, but there are two that I find really powerful. The first one is Highest Potential. Can you see how worn out my bottle is? You can't you? It's great. Okay, so Highest Potential, y'all. This is the most amazing oil. I don't know why, or I don't fully get it, but this is so powerful. I will twice now, 2 times. Yep, I have set the intention to use it 30 days in a row. And I carry it with me in my pocket, and I smell it throughout the day. I'll wear it, and both times, massive cool things happened in my life. And I just know it was the highest potential. It was setting that intention. But here's the thing. Every time you clear out your house or your body or your clutter, what you're doing is you want to move forward somehow, some way, right? Some reason you've been feeling held back. That's why you have clutter, by the way, because you're feeling cluttered up here. It's represented in your space. So as you're clearing out that clutter, you're creating the space for something new. Whatever it is you're bringing in, trust me, you want it to come from your highest potential, right? I don't think anybody can disagree with that. You want it to come from your highest potential. So this is really powerful. And I just put it right into my spray bottle that I'm going to begin to use on a regular basis after I do the clearing. Now the other oil I like to use is Abundance. Now this one, Gary Young actually created to help, who's the founder of Young Living, who created the blend, who's created all the blends. He created this one specifically to help you resonate with the law of attraction. And here's the thing. I believe whatever it is that you're clearing out, it's because you're ready to bring in more abundance. right? Whatever that abundance is. It might be more friends. It might be more abundant health. It might be more abundant finances. You're looking to bring in something, to shift something somehow, some way. When you're letting go of something that's holding you back, it's because you want something that's going to bring you forward. So whatever it is, abundance is going to make a difference, and highest potential is definitely going to make a difference as well. Okay? So if you have any questions, let me know. Those are the oils for decluttering your home. I'm just making sure I got all my notes. I got everything in. It's such a powerful tool and so easy to do. Get your diffusing going and you're done, right? I diffuse daily and I do my spray. So whenever I do an official, a major clearing, which I recommend you guys do in the next few days, if you're doing the 10-day decluttering, do some sort of clearing afterwards so that the clutter doesn't come back in. Something, somehow, some way. Palo Santo, Amanda, is an amazing oil for clearing. And actually, one of the reasons I didn't go over it is one of the major oils in transformation. So I just had to draw the line. But Palo Santo is a really good one for clearing too. Anyway, so I create a spray based on what it is I want to bring in. It always has abundance. It always has highest potential. And sometimes I've added other things, and usually a little white angelica too. But I spray that on a regular basis, whatever that is for you. Maybe you do it every morning, once a week, once a month. Put it in your calendar. Make it part of your activity. This is what I do at the beginning of the month. I pay the bills, I spray the house. Whatever it is. I do the laundry on Wednesday, I spray the house. Make it part of your regular activity for sure. Now, if you aren't part of Young Living yet and you want to learn more, post below or message me. We actually have an event on Tuesday night that you are welcome to join us in, a webinar just talking a little bit more about all the oils and how to take the next step to learn more. Recipe for a spray. So if you're talking about how many drops, it's to taste. Not literally to taste, but whatever it is smells good. This is a 2-ounce bottle. In a 2-ounce bottle, I personally put about 5 or 6 drops. I am really, really sensitive to the oils, so I don't put a lot into my things, but it smells really good, so I feel like that's all I need. Do I do more than one spray bottle? You know what? I actually usually put all the oils that I want in one spray bottle. But that said, I have a zillion spray bottles in my house because I have a white angelica one. I have a uplifting one. I have a wake up in the afternoon one with peppermint in it. It's great. Just the face. It feels so good. I have my feel good spray. I've got my first chakra, my second chakra, my third chakra spray. So I do more than that. But for the house itself, I usually just do one spray. Is it just the scent? Oh, thank you, Kathy. Duh. Actually, it's water. It's almost entirely water and then essential oils. Now, I will tell you, a lot of recipes do half water, half witch hazel or alcohol, like vodka, like literally alcohol. And witch hazel or vodka, when you spray it, actually evaporates the second it hits the air, so it won't get on your clothes. But honestly, it's just one more step that if I had to take, I wouldn't make the spray as often or as easily, so I just do water. But here's the thing. Without the witch hazel or vodka, the essential oil doesn't stay dispersed, and you have to keep shaking it. But our family, we just shake it every time before we spray. Thanks, Kathy. I didn't even think of saying water. So obvious to me, of course. Any other questions, you guys? At all? So if you're just joining us in a moment, we will go back to the beginning. Be sure you watch the whole thing. There's some good stuff at the beginning talking about energy and why we want to clear the energy. If you want to learn more about the oils, message me or post below. We have an event Tuesday night. Actually, I'll probably put an event in this page too. I just forgot about doing that. But there is a webinar talking about the introduction to the oils and how to get started with Young Living that I'll be doing on Tuesday night. It'll be about 30 minutes. But I'd be happy to share with you. All right, guys. Well, keep decluttering. We have 4 more days. Get rid of all the stuff that you're ready to get rid of. Clear out the house. let's do it together. We're barely halfway through. We're just over halfway through, and you've got plenty of time to get more cleared out, and then plan on getting your energy cleared as well. Have a great night. Thanks for joining me. I hope this helps inspire you to ignite your life and to step into your extraordinary life. Have a great night, everybody.